time. Where is my list?
Oh my gosh. A fuzz.
I'm sorry, no?
That wasn't the best picture of me.
I think somebody has blown off his responsibility here. It's not awful, but better. All right, we're going to start because that's what we do. All right, first off, the eternal question. This is your first FurryCon panel. For how many people is this actually, honestly, your first furry? Oh, great, I love it. When we first, there the hell have you been?
There was an incident!
Did somebody break a bottle?
No, worse.
What?
They
What?
stole
What?
a bottle.
What?
Yeah.
What? Somebody stole? Was it one of my bottles?
What?
Fuck! I mean, hell, shit. Rehearse.
No, first we're gonna get.
Crap. What do you mean? No, wait. It wasn't this one.
No. Alright, guys.
As I was saying, this is your first FurryCon, and for a large number of them, this is their first FurryCon. I am Uncle Kage, I don't know why. I'm the chairman of AnthroCon. I've been doing chairman work for damn near 20 years now, and I've been going to conventions since 1980. The guy next to me, I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi guys, my name's Uncle I have been doing conventions since, have no idea. I believe I'm at 12 years. I'm young. So, did I? Okay. So guys, we're going to start off with the quick story of what just happened. Let me make it very, very clear. Some of you have props. You have a beautiful prop in your lap. Would you hold that up for a second? Isn't that adorable, guys? Do not take other people's stuff. If they are holding a stuffed animal, that does not mean you get to take the stuffed animal and just walk away with it. It's not funny. Don't take the hats and don't take the wine and run away.
Unless it has your name on it.
How did you?
You're asking me how I got a bottle of wine. How long have you known me?
My bad, my bad.
So, as this is your first furry convention, first off, if you don't know who we are, we're basically comedians.
Yeah.
We're here to make you laugh and keep you entertained. But in this particular panel, we are here to share our shared experience, to make sure that all of you have a fun time and stay safe at this your first furry convention. We're going to offer tips, tricks, pointers, other whatever necessary
Rules involving numbers.
Numbers, rules, and things.
Numbers, rules, and stuff.
Okay, let's begin with.
I think we start with the rule involving 3 numbers.
Let's do that.
That's a great way to start this. You know the history of this rule, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Would you kindly give them a short history lesson in the 6-2-1 rule?
In the middle 1970s, a physician in science fiction fandom by the name of Dr. Robert Passavoy started to suggest a rule for con attendees in order to keep them healthy. This is indeed a physician, a man of medicine. It was initially called Passavoy's rule, but has since become known as the 6-2-1 rule. And these are minimum numbers. And it is 6
hours of sleep a night,
2
full meals, and we are going to go over what a meal is with you in a moment because apparently that needs to happen.
and 1
Shower.
please.
Alone.
Not necessarily.
Okay, if the other person has a lot of soap.
We're not going to be covering that in this panel. That's an after dark panel, which they haven't scheduled. We'll do it next year. Anyway, your first furry con after dark.
Your first, oh my, the 621.5 rule.
Okay, the mind boggles. Okay, anyway, so, why is that so important? Everybody's out there, these guys are bored, what are we gonna do? Everything we're going to tell you, we're gonna tell you some things, we're gonna say some anecdotes, and you're gonna laugh. That's silly. Everything we're gonna tell you, we have to tell you because somebody made it necessary to tell you. Okay? It's true. It's true. We're gonna tell you stuff and you're like, well, everybody knows that. No, they don't. No, they don't.
Who was here for opening ceremonies? Did you notice the announcement that we shouldn't go into employee-only areas?
We had to ask people not to go in the areas marked employee only.
How many of you are employees of this hotel?
You are not.
Just take off the hands of the manager.
I would not be surprised. Increasingly, that's happening. Okay, let's start with the 6. 6 hours of sleep. They don't need to sleep. They're young people. They're going to be up partying. They can get away with 16 seconds of sleep a night, right? No. Alkali also runs a convention. It's called Furcute.
First square.
Oh, sorry, I thought you'd gone in another dimension. But anyhow, I've been waiting to use that one for a year.
Hypercube.
Anyhow. Oh, little dog over there. I thought it was part of the person. We see it all the time. People are out there and they're like red-eyed and everything, and they say, it's okay, I'll just take some Monster Energy drink. Okay, I'm a pharmaceutical chemist. I don't touch the stuff, and I don't think you should either. If you want to know why, I can talk to you offline. But, yeah. If your body becomes run down, you might not feel sleepy, but your body knows that it has not had rest, it has not had regeneration. If your body becomes run down, its systems don't work like they should. Such systems as the immune system. We've got people here from all over the country, all over the world, bringing, what the hell is that?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure there's a transformer behind the stage and it's just really in need of oil.
Just for the AV guys, one of your rolly lights back here is rumbling and making alarming sounds. But anyway, if it bursts into flame, okay, exits are noticed off to your left. There's one there, there's one in the back, there's one directly behind you, and there's...
That would be great if it said employees only. There's no one literally had to die, they told us.
If you let your body get run, you're having so much fun! But if your body gets run down with all these germs in the air from all these people from various climates, you're going to come down with what we call concrud. Concrud takes many forms. Sometimes it is a respiratory infection, sometimes it's gastroenteric, sometimes it's even worse. There was a gaming convention in Seattle a number of years ago where their concrud was the H1N1 virus. They had more than 100 cases. How can you defend yourself against concrud? Get some sleep, for one thing. Also, wash your hands frequently.
And because now we have to say this one, guys, Purell, well, an amazing tool. Don't lick it.
No, don't. It's not intended for ingestion. It is also, this is not a substitute for hand washing, this is a stopgap measure. You don't want to rely on it.
Damn it! We just went over this.
I didn't lick it, I snorted it.
We did have an incident where somebody who later told the board of directors that he had went to this panel and got the idea from us, had brought a large gallon of Purell and was putting it in his hands.
We did not tell him to do that.
He also found out it was flammable, which is how they caught him. We have to tell you these things so they don't happen. We don't know why they happen in the first place. But I did learn that Purell is flammable.
Oh, it's flammable. Yeah.
It's
So,
like napalm.
you need your sleep.
Yes, guys.
Also, you need to fuel your body. That engine needs fuel. You know what happens when you don't eat right. Your granny was right. You gotta have 2 good square meals a day. Protein drinks are not square meals. Monster is not a square meal.
Pop-Tarts are not a square meal.
Now,
Pop-Tarts are a rectangle meal and thus still not good enough. Thank you.
somebody beat him up.
I'm trying to think of some of the other classics. What else? I think it's called Soylent. Eating Soylent by the spoonful while still in powder form is definitely not a meal. Blended, I think they took vegetables and a shake from a protein bar.
Oh, they call it a smoothie.
Yes, that thing. That was close to a meal, but then they went to Portillo's or something along those lines and got a chocolate cake shake to add to it. I think at that point it lost all nutritional value.
Yeah. Why are we so hyped on nutrition? Well, number one, your body needs fuel to stave off that con crud, and your immune system needs to be fueled. But, again, we see this all the time. New person comes to the convention, it's like, oh my God, this is my community. I've been looking for this all my life. And they are running around having so much fun. They are completely in nirvana, and they forget to eat. It's true. Usually, for me, it's about Friday night, sometimes it's Saturday afternoon. The radio calls start coming in. Unresponsive person in the lobby. Well, staff, security go running, and there's a person sprawled out on the floor, pale, eyes rolled back. We smack them around, bring them to, and the very, very first question we ask is, when did you last eat? And the most common answer is
Wednesday.
They're laughing. Like I said, oh, that's funny. We hear this.
Which also brings us to the other part of a square meal, guys. And don't get me wrong, I like a good cup of soda as well. I enjoy multiple drinks. If you were at my panel last night, you know what those drinks are. Torch. That makes sense, guys. Water is, this is water. This is water. Just believe us, it's water. Oh yeah. Guys, water is your best friend. I am from Chicago, world's armpit, but with really good water. So I'm not one.
We shouldn't brag about water in this town.
Right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, it's
I love you guys. It's the one time where going to the store and buying one of those $4 cases of bottled water to have in your room over the weekend, it's one of the best things you can do for yourself. I'm not even kidding. You will thank yourselves, especially if you're a drinker.
Yep. If you get dehydrated, you're going to get sick. This con is well known. People come here, they like to consume alcohol. I'm the first one to tell you that alcohol is wonderful, it's great. Know your limit. Even this guy has a limit, and he knows it. Have a good friend who's good enough of a friend to tell you it's time to quit, time to go to bed. Train yourself. If somebody tells you that, it's time to quit, time to go to bed. Because what your friend is trying to tell you is, you're turning into a big ass. asshole!
That's exactly how you told me to go to bed last time. He just
It worked!
And that volume too. Like, your turn.
I forgot that I had the microphone. You're turning into a real big asshole! The mic's on, isn't it? So, you need your sleep. You need to eat. You need to keep yourself well fueled. You need to hydrate yourself. And speaking of hydration, shower, please.
This one's not a joke.
Yeah, and it's non-negotiable. Axe body spray is not a shower.
Wet wipes are not a shower.
Sweating is not a shower.
Jumping in the pool is not a shower, and if you do it improperly, is an arrestable offense.
They're laughing. They're silly. Tomorrow night around 11, go down to the pool. There's going to be like an oily sheen on the surface.
Not so funny now, is it?
Yeah.
Guys, shower. This gentleman explains it perfectly. Would you like to explain the human olfactory gland?
The human olfactory sense. I'm a scientist. I don't just dress like one. I really am one. That gives me the right to speak on anything authoritatively, even if I don't know what I'm talking about. But in this case, I do. Your sense of smell as a human being is the worst in the animal kingdom. The second worst, actually. There's one that's worse than ours. What? Birds. Birds cannot smell. Yeah, birds do not smell.
No wonder they shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, okay, it kind of leads into what I'm going to tell you.
There you go.
Quite literally, if there is an aroma around you, a good aroma, a bad aroma, after about 15 minutes, your nose becomes desensitized to it. That's why if you go into like a nice burger restaurant for the first 5-6 minutes, oh boy, this smells great, but by the time your food gets there, you really don't smell it anymore. Your nose has said, okay, that's fine, we've smelled it, we don't need to smell it anymore. Where I'm going with this is as follows. You can't smell yourself. It's that you're always with yourself, right? So if you are putting off a perfume which would drop a rhinoceros in its tracks, you won't know it. But we will. Believe me, we will. Especially if you get into the elevator with us.
Closed, confined spaces.
Please.
So many buttons to push. I always get off on the next floor because it's disgusting.
Have a shower. Put on fresh clothes that are not the same clothes you took off. Make sure you use soap.
Use deodorant.
That helps too. They go hand in hand. If you want to use the Axe body spray after the shower, knock yourself out. It's fine.
Also, a little to fursuiters. Now, this one, it varies, but I know that when I used to fursuit, I would shower after every time I went on a fursuit because I looked like somebody tried to drown me, and that was sweat. Also, your fursuit, sooner or later you need to wash that thing.
Sooner.
I am not an expert in that. However, there are fursuiting 101 panels or panels like that at this convention that will give you some amazing tips on how to wash even the most intricate fursuit. So, do you know the website? All right, so there's a website that exists, and Google also exists, so I'm sure we can find it.
Was it fursuit as well?
First. No. Oh, yes. Guys, there's one more smell. Now, this one is very difficult to talk about. We are going to talk as adults for a moment. Just so you know, we can smell it. So, if you decide to have a cigarette or a like item, we can smell it.
From a distance, yes.
And it's on you. Stop. Please, guys, we have to all be adults here. And I'm making this very clear. We can smell it.
I was a little nervous. He was saying, you know, there's something, we're all adults, there's something we can smell. And oh, cigarette! Yeah! Good, okay, good.
Cigarette.
Cigarettes, yes.
Cigarette, yes.
The other one? Yeah, that too.
That's
Okay. What?
I mean, the whole hotel needs of it. Not this one.
What? Cigarettes?
Yes.
Oh, not the other one.
Cigarettes. Oh, cigarettes.
Oh, you mean like cigarettes you had after you,
Yes.
I see where you're going with that. Yeah, you're gonna have to keep wash it off there. That's what we're saying. We're all adults.
We're all adults. If you smoke pot, go do it somewhere else, assholes. There, okay? You cool now?
Also, if, oh, I thought you were talking about screwing.
I did too.
I'm getting late tonight.
Fuck! It's a one, guys.
You are old.
Yeah. All right, moving right along before I embarrass myself anymore.
That was great.
That was
great.
God damn it.
It comes down to remember to be polite to all those around you guys. The shower, and also don't forget, the food, the sleep, it's only going to help you. You're going to have a better time at this convention because you will be able to experience it and make it through this damn thing without falling unconscious at 9 o'clock one night and missing the big party. So
Yeah.
please take care of yourselves.
You want to have fun here. Don't screw it up by getting sick. Don't ruin your first FurryCon experience by taking a ride in the shiny, expensive disco wagon. They don't understand that anymore.
It's an ambulance. The expensive disco wagon. I like it.
The Canadians don't.
Oh my God! Do they play Staying Alive?
You know, funny that you should mention that, yes. The current prescribed pace for CPR is 100 compressions a minute, and they say go through Staying Alive. You can tell, by the way, yeah, go through Staying Alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Sorry, I got carried away. I had a flashback to 1974.
That's so wrong!
Speaking of nothing in particular, changing the subject. We're all very friendly here. This is a community. This is more than a fandom. This is a community. Everybody here is a member of this great organization, this widespread confederation of furries. That does not give you license to grab a stranger's ass. I cannot put it any more delicately than that. I mean, what am I supposed? I could spend 45 minutes up here dancing around the subject, but you've heard the expression, costume is not consent. Basically, think of it this way. If there is a fursuiter or something, look at fursuiters in just a minute. And you want to go up and you want to hug the fursuiter, ask first. Okay, I don't understand this. Keep this in mind. Pretend that this is not a furry convention. Pretend that you're on a bus in downtown Detroit. You're on a bus in downtown Detroit, and a guy comes up to you and goes, "Hi." You're going to punch him. Thank you for not punching me. If you would not do it on a bus in downtown Detroit, don't do it here.
Hold on, I think you just gave them permission to drink Purell.
Speaking of fursuiters, for how many folk here, is this your first time actually seeing and encountering and interacting with fursuits in real life? Beautiful. We're going to teach you guys some of the etiquette surrounding fursuits. We're going to need some fursuits for this.
Dibs.
Okay, Dibs, come on up here. We got the guy and we got speaker. We got a squeaky. Be careful coming up here because the stairs are much smaller than your paws. Back here. Actually, no, up here.
Up front?
Yep, because they can see them up here. Just be careful, there are things in front of you. And, okay, this guy's paws are like 3 feet wide each. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Okay, hello. Hang on, I just have to do this. Okay. It's just so cute. These are fursuits. An important thing to remember. The very basic rule with fursuits is this technically is not a costume. This is not a costume. This is artwork. This is a work of art that is designed to be worn. If you treat it like a costume, you might well damage it. Treat it like you would a piece of art. You're not going to go into the Metropolitan Museum of Art with Cheetos all over your hands and start running your hands all over the nice Monet, are you? Or if you do, you're a dick. Don't do that. But we see people do that anyway. They come up and they got Cheeto dust on them and their nose is running because it's allergy season. And they come up and they just had hot chocolate and they spilled a bunch down their front and they go, "Oh, puppy, I want to hug you." Yeah, see that? Okay. We have here fursuiters. Treat them like they are artwork because they are. It's a natural thing. Human beings, when they see an animal, they want to pet it. It's so hardwired into our brains. I wanted to pet the little doggy too. I need to pet your little doggy. But no, you don't do that without saying, "May I pet the little dog?"
Okay, hand over, pet the doggy.
Right. But if I pet that doggy, I'm going to, like, with the finger, I'm going to go, "Oh, the puppy," and then do this. If I do that with this fellow, and I go down Midnight's arm, I'm going to go. I'm going to bring a lot of fur with me. There, I have to do that gently, too. You're shedding, dude. Are you new? Fairly new, that's why. You are going to tear out tufts of the fur. If you tear out too many tufts of fur, this piece of art is going to be ruined. It doesn't grow back. If you want to pet the fursuit, don't use the fingertips, use the back of the hand, something like that, and never, under any circumstances, place your hand in the area of the chest of a fursuiter, because you don't know who's in here. You think about that a second, all right?
I believe the line was, "Oh, you are so cute. I am so sorry." And then they got married 2 years later. It worked out.
Okay, in that case it worked out. Of course. Yes, if you had the white lab coat, you're going to wind up next to the black person. That's how it always works. Just like if you have a cat. Oh boy. All right. Now, these wonderful works of art up here, these are folks who are very, very dedicated to keeping that illusion going. They're creating the illusion that this is a real-life creature here. That's part of the art. Be aware that it's very hard work. You say it's very hard work to maintain what you were doing here? Does it get hot in there? Do you get all sweaty in there?
Shower.
Shower, yes.
I meant you.
Sorry. These suits, I have to be careful because I say this. These suits are hot. They're incredibly hot. Somebody in the back is giggling at that.
Somebody in the back is recording it. It's going to be a soundbite.
It already is somewhere.
Okay.
What? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Smegma. Okay. All right, anyway.
I love you guys so much.
These folks up here, they are performing. This is performance art. They might reach a point where they kind of need to take a break. And do you guys have a universal gesture that shows that I'm kind of getting a little, yes, there's that one. You do that too. Okay, not that one. Yeah, oh, you want to take your head off. They don't like to take their heads off of people looking. By the way, if you fall, it's going to be tragic and adorable at the same time.
Our insurance company knows.
What do you mean, our insurance? We're not running this con.
Keep going.
Knock yourselves out. Yes, I know. The thing is, this is the con chair thing. As soon as they walked in, the first thing I'm doing is looking at the clearance between them and the lights. Okay. Yes. Okay. Anyway, some things fursuiters will tell you. If there's a fursuiter and the fursuiter is fanning his face, he's trying to say, I'm getting overheated in here, or he's making head-off gestures. It is perfectly acceptable to go to the fursuit and say, are you okay? And the fursuiter will respond in some form. They'll either nod, or they'll yes, or they will whisper to you, I could use some help. Feel free to help them. They kind of like that. We have something here, it's often called the headless zone, the headless lounge. That's where they can go, a quiet place that's out of the public eye and take their heads off, and that has been measured with a thermocouple, approximately 130 degrees Fahrenheit inside that head. They can get a break from that. Because these guys can overheat so quickly, we don't want to impede them if they're going somewhere. So, first off, I would like to have a hug from... Why don't you guys do the universal hug thing here? Try not to trip over the lights in the process. Yep. Yes, you want to have a hug? Yes. Can I hug you? Yes, they do this. Did I not just say don't trip on the lights? Now, okay, our three helpers up here, what if you're kind of overheated, you're starting to feel maybe a little dizzy or something, and somebody comes up and says, can I have a hug? Yes. This one here, a shake of the head. This is very important. Don't take this personally. This does not mean you stink, I don't like you. This means I would love to hug you, but A, I'm about to die of heat exhaustion. B, I really gotta pee. Or C, you could hug me, but I'm saturated in perspiration. And if you want to risk that, okay. Now, if you would not like to have, say, Alkali walk behind the curtain there, come out with his boxers on and throw his boxers in your face, maybe you do, I don't know. But that's kind of what it's like hugging a fursuiter who's been out too long and kind of...
You were at that convention? Nice.
I am going to mention the name of Zoop, who has recently left us. One of the finest men I've met in all my days. He was a fursuiter of great renown, one of the earlier fursuiters at that. Zoop came bouncing up to me when I was sitting at, I believe it was Indy FurCon. I was waiting for my ride to the airport. And Zoop came in and hopped into my lap. And Zoop was sitting in my lap, and it's like, oh, this is Zoop. And I was thinking to myself, Zoop has probably been out a little too long. And I'm thinking to myself, Zoop's been around long enough, he should know the 6-2-1 rule. Because fursuiters, they tend to perspire a lot, and he was. But he was so cute, I didn't want to, break the magic or whatever. So Zoop, after a while, got up and hopped away, and I realized I can still smell it. I'm ready to get on a plane, and it's now on me. I went to the headless and said, does anybody have any Febreze or something in here? Febreze is not a substitute for laundering your fursuit. It lasts a short time. I was about a third of the way back to Philadelphia, my home at the time, and I could see the man sitting next to me glowering. I'm thinking, So, by the way, you guys are fine up here for conservative. Because they get overheated so much, what happens if they want to get on the elevator?
The fursuiter should always be allowed to get on the elevator first, guys. Once again, overheating, they are uncomfortable, they need to get out of these giant pieces of carpeting that they are wearing as clothes.
It doesn't matter. Nothing that is waiting for you upstairs is so important as to risk the health or possibly life of one of these good folk up here. That's why I don't play freaking D&D, okay?
Don't worry, you'll be upset tomorrow.
No. Anyway, I see this a lot. Hang on a moment. Here's a fursuiter standing there, and somebody's like, "You puppy!" Ah! I had just broken his back. Isn't that adorable? You're laughing. We've had that happen. We've had people carried away in ambulances because some dickweed thought it would be funny to leap on them. I believe the anime kids call it a glove. Don't do that. It's a cartoon thing. Don't.
Fursuiters slowly turning towards him.
So,
don't tackle each other!
So why is that such a problem? Didn't he see me coming?
Nope.
No. That was a professional recovery from that. If it's okay with, I've got midnight here. If you want to grab, no, I shouldn't say that. If you want to use the assistance of a fursuiter, this is our favorite thing. Don't go too far forward. There's a speaker in front of you. Keep that in mind. I'm going to stand behind you, and I'm going to bring my hands in. And when you can see the hands on either side, you raise your paws so you can see what your range of vision is. Here we go.
Blind.
So, when I'm standing here, turn just a little bit. Okay, I can see your eye. Can you see me? You cannot see a thing that I'm doing up here. You know, I can be, like running up to you and you wouldn't know. He's seen me do this panel, though. He knows exactly what I was doing. So, down. Okay, now. Okay, we'll cover that. Did you notice how I kept harping on look out down in front of you? They don't have good peripheral vision. They don't see down here either. It is also perfectly socially acceptable. Tell me when you see my hand coming up. Okay, right about there. You can't see the folks on the front row. Pretty much. Just the tops of the heads. If there is an obstacle in front of him, or a small child running up, make the assumption he doesn't see it. Always assume that if there's something in front of a fursuiter, they don't know it's there, and tell them. Don't be embarrassed.
If it's a child, then please put it on YouTube.
Typically what I say is, I'll say something like, "Hey, Midnight, look down." That's the warning. There's something in front of you. There's a kid in front of you. If the fursuiter knows it's there, it's fine. They'll wave. They're not going to think any ill of you. They're not going to think you're silly. They're not going to say, "Yes, I knew it was there." They would much rather have the entire room tell them that there's a set of lights in front of them and they know that it's there, than to have nobody say anything the one time they don't see that set of lights. If a fursuiter trips, as I said before, it is both catastrophic and adorable at the same time.
One more, the middle person. That tail, that wonderful, beautiful tail. Now, when you're walking down the hallway, what has the tendency to happen? Rationing! Guys, we as non-fursuiters should also be looking down so that we don't trip up a fursuiter with a giant, adorable tail. Especially during the fursuit parade.
Yes.
When the train wreck happens.
If you don't know what the fursuit parade is, at some point Saturday, whatever, we get as many fursuiters together and we just take a nice big walk through the hotel and outside, get a alcoholizer to tell us when it is.
Fursuit parade, 11 a.m. to noon. Maybe it starts at 8 o'clock. I do not know about that.
Got it. Nobody does. But the fursuiters are going to be out there, and everybody's going to line up. Everybody's going to want to take pictures. And I'm going to be like, okay, fursuiters, you're in the parade. Everybody stop so I can get a picture. Uh-huh. No, you need to stop. No.
Picture. Guys.
They don't want to stop. Because if one of them stops, you're going to have a pile up. And as I said, catastrophic and adorable.
If you would like to hear the story of one of the all-time great fursuit parade pile-ups, the very next panel is Convention Horror Story.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You about Anthro Top.
I've been trying to think about that.
Yeah, I'm going to remind you after me.
You will. There's another thing. Remember how I mentioned that these guys, it's very, very hot in there? You know, I would say, oh, hey, fluffy dudes, can I have a picture? Yeah, okay. Line up, pose for me. All right, hang on, it went off. All right, okay, I'm probably going to need a flash for this here. Hold on. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. What? Okay. Oh, there's a call. Yeah. What? I'm working. What? Okay. I'm working. I think I got. Oh wait. My battery just died. You're taking their time, you're making them uncomfortable. If you don't know how your damn phone works, I don't know, go get Ronnie or something, he'll help you. He's Asian. So, yes, it's true. Yes, I know. What? You need my wine. I was hoping for the cup, but okay, I'll take it.
Don't do that! I promise meal comes.
Okay. Our lovely fursuiters up here, I have told them, watch out for your field. Don't go walking in front of them. They can't see you coming. Basically, respect the personal space. Give them at least 3-4 feet around them so you know that they can find out you're there. What? I thought so. What else we want you to... We want folks to let you onto the elevators first. We've gone over if you're overheated. What? Oh, yeah. Okay. One of these things that all my life I thought I would never have to tell people until it became this. Don't pull the goddamn tail. Okay, thank you. Don't. Why do I have to tell people this? I have to. Jesus. Don't pull the tails. That tail is attached to what might well be a multi-$1,000 piece of art. If you don't want the bill, he said that too loud, I know. If you do not want to get a bill for what, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, thereabout?
Why don't you just have to exactly, you learn the panel. What is the most expensive version that we have under the account?
It keeps changing.
Yeah, it has.
The one that's in my mind is still $13,000. Yeah, I mean this is something that costs more than I spent on my first car, and I bought it brand new. A long time ago.
So old.
I am. It's a Toyota.
Oh, man. You work in every car.
Yes. One's in the family.
I didn't take one down.
So, there's anything else we need? Okay. What?
The weird one that comes up once a year. Guys, remember how we talked before about the call going over the radio we found non-responsive? Here are these beautiful fursuits with so much emotion showing on their face. If the guy inside the fursuit is passed out, they still look the same way just in a chair.
Yes. And this is something, again, it's perfectly okay and in fact encouraged. If you see a fursuiter sitting quietly in a chair, go up and say hello. Don't say, are you okay? There will be some response. Usually they'll, yeah, I'm fine. Anything other than, yes, I'm fine, is no, call security.
And guys, remember that part. Call security. You can grab somebody else to go find door sign. You say, do not remove the head. Do not do anything other than be there with them to call security over when they come. The door sign, the security here have training and all this, and not only that, they have dealt with this exact problem more times than we ever care to know about.
By the way, when he says door side, that is the door side irregulars. They serve as the security crew. They've been doing security at fan conventions since the mid 1970s. They know what they're doing. Also, if security asks you, please do not do that, or please do the following, they're not here to throw their weight around and ruin your good time. They're here to keep you from getting hurt, or from somebody else getting hurt. So if security tells you to do something, please do it. If they ask you not to do something, please don't do it. Is this rocket surgery or something? Why do I gotta keep telling people this?
Possibly because you just called it rocket surgery. Cell phone, screwdriver, detonator.
Anyway, I'm in chemistry. What do I know? So, if that fursuiter is sitting very still and you say, are you all right? One of the early symptoms of heat exhaustion is mental disorientation. If the answer is, okay, that's no. The only answer that's acceptable is, yes, I'm okay. If you don't get a response at all, don't touch the person, don't try to move the person, because you don't know what's wrong. Maybe some idiot glumped this guy and dislocated a cervical vertebrae and he's sitting there with a broken neck. I'm not making this crap up, okay? So, person who's sitting there quietly, ask them if they're okay. Anything else? I think that's it. Okay, please look down, going out. Watch out, there's a big speaker there in front of you.
And guys, let's get a huge round of applause for the
And big tail, yes, if you're seeing a fursuiter walking behind another fursuiter, say to them, look down, because they might not see the tail. You are here at your first furry convention, and you might be meeting people like Alkali that you've been wanting to meet for like forever and a day. How do you go about meeting a famous person? We have a celebrity here. One of the most well-known and beloved characters in all of furry fandom. No, this guy over here. We do. By the way, you know what's a lot of fun? And when there's professional photographers, we do this. They can't white balance it. They just get so fucking mad. It's great. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. Anyway, you want to come up and oh, I want to meet this person. There's right ways and there's wrong ways to meet your favorite furry celebrity. Here's the right way. Oh my gosh, that your Alkali Bismuth. Oh my god, I watch your things on YouTube all the time there. Oh, you are so funny. You're performing tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, we're on stage
at certain times, yes. Oh, I'm certainly going to be there. I'm looking forward to this so much. Look, if you're free afterward, I'd love to buy you a drink. I've been wanting to for a long time.
9 o'clock tonight, I'm going to be at the bar. See you there.
That works. See how easy that was? Especially the drink part.
Let me tell you guys, notice how I couldn't say yes, and this is going to be true of board of directors, staff, this guy, myself. Guys, when you ask us, hey, you want to go out to dinner right now? Do you want to go do this?
Let's show them our schedules.
This is a line by line of where I need to be this week.
I'm a scientist. Mine is a spreadsheet. Yeah. It's a very full schedule.
Yeah. Guys, we want to hang out with you. We want to meet all of you on an individual basis. We can't. But when we have those free times, we're going to let you know. We will be in the bar. We will be in this place. And when you invite us out to dinner, guys, oh my God, I was totally blown away by that. We can't really leave sight for the most part. Because, as this gentleman can tell you, every once in a while you leave sight
and you get stranded.
Or 40 people show up and the reservation takes an hour
and say hello. There's lots of wrong ways. Here's one I get all the time. Yeah. He's gonna think there's a spider on him. Don't do that, it embarrasses us. Don't hyperventilate. If you're excited to meet us, that's great. That's wonderful. We're very flattered. Don't die trying to meet us. We don't like that.
There's also my all-time favorite.
Oh, God. Okay, here I am, very celebrity, and I'm just watching the world go by, and I'm trying to feel it coming.
Hello, Sam.
I'm having flashbacks. Oh, my God. Oh, watch out, Charlie in the trees.
We all saw it. This whole board of directors standing there. What? We couldn't do anything. Like, this is happening, Chuck. This is happening.
That's not the way to ingratiate yourself to me. I use the stuff with the minty, whatever it was. There's another one that we sometimes get. Again, we love to spend time with you guys, and we try to make time to stop and talk. That schedule is pretty full, and there's 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people here. As much as we'd love to, we really can't spend a large amount of time. Now, if we're sitting there, having a drink or something, and we're just talking to you, that's great, don't worry about it. But if I'm walking in the hall, and hey, Appleye, how you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
I don't know. Because last night when I woke up, I heard a bunch of water running, and I came downstairs and I saw that the washing machine had overflowed. And that was kind of funny because I don't remember turning the washing machine on. And the thing is, when I went in there, the water was like all running down into the basement. So I had to like go outside, and there was this water little streak coming up there. And then I discovered that I didn't have a basement. I didn't know where the water was going at that point. We get that. You kind of get this glazed look on your face. It's like, I want to be polite. We don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. We don't want to say, dude, for God's sake, shut up!
But family, that went perfectly. I would like to tell you a story about a bridge. Oh, also, here's one that's new that we have to now do. Some of us are large. I am a large gentleman. And Des is a large gentleman. Don't pick us up!
Why?
No one should pick anyone up without permission, which I don't know how you broached that subject.
I don't know why I have never brought this one up. If you want to hug somebody, hug them, don't destroy them. If you come up and hug me and start to squeeze, I'm going to yell very loudly and say, easy, easy! Because 15 years ago, an over-enthusiastic fan grabbed me in this giant bear hug and broke the fourth rib over here. It still is a little dicky. So if you squeeze too hard, I can feel it. Don't break the people you're showing affection to. I don't know about your culture. Maybe that's what you do. But in this country, we don't break people we like.
What culture?
Whichever one they come from, that means that's socially acceptable.
I'm so worried now when it means it's like, pleasure means your culture and that just goes ants on me. There's no affection and...
Somebody needs to draw that. Oh, where's my monarch when we need them?
It's already on the internet.
Yeah, it's already there. Okay, we're running very low on time. What is in this room after this?
Oh, that's what we should talk about.
A break.
No, break, yes.
I don't think we do.
Talk about what to do.
What to do?
All right, guys, we have find yourself obviously it's a little bit early, so you guys want to go to level 10 and 10, but that's what this topic is about. Animals. What to do in a convention. Who here is this actually your very first bird guy? That's wonderful. Guys, let me give you the best piece of advice someone gave this question the very first time I went to a bird guy, and that is you will get out of this convention You will see him doing his stand-up hour. It's, I believe, 4 o'clock today. Yeah, at 4 o'clock tonight, this gentleman is going to be doing his comedy hour. At 5 p.m., myself, the other members of the Three-Headed Monster are going to be doing our comedy hour. We're both going to share the stage up here to make you guys laugh. But during a lot of this, you're going to see this hat or other such instruments being passed around and money going into it. We're going to say this every time, but I make this very clear. Guys, one of the reasons we are here this weekend is for charity. The charitable organization this weekend is Animal Magic. They take in distressed, exotic animals and give them a place to live and thrive. So guys, when this hat comes around, when people are collecting money, remember this. If you can give. If you can't, enjoy the show. We're not here to make go ropes where you can't go home, no matter how much you just want to stay here and party for the next year. I love the thumbs up with that. That's what I will do.
Also, as part of the show, as part of the fun, as part of the comedy, we will sometimes pretend to put pressure on, but yeah, come on, you can do more. We're just playing around. Don't feel bad if you can't give. It's all part of the show. If you cannot afford it, some of you guys are students, some of you guys may not necessarily be of tremendous means, that's fine. It is perfectly okay. If the guy next to you looks like he's got expensive shoes, we'll go after him.
So guys, some of the things you may not know about, especially if you're new, don't forget, we have an amazing event here called the Dance Competition. That is where fursuiters get up and put out their music and dance for you. It is unbelievable. You're one of the dancers? Well, you can't put up your now you're dancing. That's just how this works. We game crush you. Guys, Fursuit Dance Competition is an amazing event. I hope that you all get a chance to see that. It's something very wild and very spectacular. One of the panels I run, Whose Line Is It Anyway? There are 2 versions of that, normal and celebrity. Normal, Whose Line Is It Anyway is tonight. And if you guys have ever wanted to get up on this stage, if you guys want to be performers, that's what that panel is all about. It's like a traditional show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? You guys are going to be the contestants. We bring you up a little bit at a time, but once again, it's a wonderful place to do this, especially if you have stand-up material, because there is an open mic at this convention. Open mic will be tomorrow night from 7 to 8 in Interlochen. That's upstairs on the 2nd floor. If you've ever had a comedy bit, that's the time to do it. Once again, it's the audience that matters, and you have the best audience out there. Furries are wonderful. Furries are always ready to laugh, and if you imagine them naked, you're always surprised.
Don't.
Don't forget that they have a concert going on in here tomorrow. 3 different bands. The Rock and Roll Dragon is going to be there. He's unbelievable. I do apologize. I did not have the second band written down. Zephyr? Okay, so the second band. And finally, we have Fox and Pepper, 2 of the most amazing musicians in the fandom. They will be performing tomorrow night, 7:30 to 8:30 in here. And I'm apparently going to be emceeing, and I don't know why, and I'm scared. And finally, let's go over.
And that way Saturday you won't remember.
You're right, I don't remember. Charity auction is Sunday at 1 o'clock. That's a wonderful place for you to buy some fair memorabilia. People have donated things. We can have fun. Just going to my son and auction them off. Try to make some more money for the charity. And of course, my favorite, Boozy Barrister is going to be here. Sorry. What? Why did you just boo me?
She's a lawyer.
I was saying 2 words. Guys, he has lawyer stories tomorrow night, Saturday night, 11 p.m. to midnight. It is an amazing panel. I highly recommend you go to it. And finally, last one I need to think of before we do anything, as you remember. Oh boy. Tomorrow night at 9:30, I run a show called Dungeons and Dragons, where me and a bunch of people get together and play D&D. We will be playing D&D in this room for your guys' enjoyment. I hope to see some of you there. We have a lot of surprises set up for you. It could be a good time, and if you're interested in D&D, it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. I'm always interested in talking about that. What panels am I going to get?
There's celebrities.
Celebrities, myself, this gentleman, and a few others will be out here entertaining you guys for charity.
We mentioned the Dragon Show, did we?
Oh, the Dragon Show is a podcast that's going to be coming out. That is Saturday afternoon, about 3 o'clock.
Something like that? The Fursuit Parade tomorrow, 11?
Thank you. Fursuit Parade tomorrow, 11. Guys, if you're a fursuiter, don't forget to show up early to get your place in line and to get into the picture.
If you have never seen a fursuit dance competition, I hear a rumor that Zeke Hyena is present, one of the most exquisite dancers. He is indeed here. You cannot miss that.
I think.
They're all leaving. We're done.
Guys, jump over here, something.
And Zachariah.